I think any shoujo lover can say that 2023 has been the year for shoujo lovers. So very excited that this manga I'm talking about today is getting an anime release this April. I am here for it. I am ready. Hello friends, happy Friday. I am so very excited for this manga review. Oh my goodness, I don't even know where to start. Well, today I'm just going to say right now, we are going to be talking about the manga Loving Yamada at level 999, which like I said, is coming out with an anime. We just got the second trailer or teaser just earlier this week. I'll try and leave a link here to it if you want to go check it out. Oh, it does the manga justice, and oh my goodness, I am so ready to talk about this manga. But I'm also really nervous because there's so many wonderful aspects of this story and great elements and scenes and situations, and I'm like, I can't talk about half of them because it would be major spoilers. But before I go ahead and tell you what this manga is about, I want to do a huge shout out to Manga Mo. They are the ones that actually have this manga digitally available in the US, and thank you so much, Manga Mo. In fact, I felt like it was just a really lucky day because I remember when we first heard the announcement that we were getting an anime, I was like, this sounds so good, and I'm like, I don't know where to read it. I'm like, I don't even know if it's available in English. Cue me scrolling on Instagram one day, and suddenly there it was saying that this manga was in English, and I'm like, Loving Yamada is in English. It's available to read legally. And I was so excited. I think I like blew up their stories. I blew up their post about it with a lot of excitement, not in a bad way, but just so thankful that this story is, like I said, published in English digitally. So what I want to say is thank you to Mangamo just for licensing this manga, but also because they sent me a shirt. They sent me a Mangamo shirt and it is amazing. And I'm so very happy. So in case if you are not familiar with Loving Yamada at level 999, it is a shoujo manga and it centers around our main girl. Her name is Akane and she is a college student. I think she is a second year and she gets dumped by her boyfriend. And not does she just get dumped by her boyfriend, but her boyfriend dumps her for a girl that he met online in this role-playing game. I think it's called Forest of the Savior or Forest of Savior. She's like pretty crushed and pretty heartbroken, and so she decides to go back into this game or go play the game this certain day because she bought the game because she was playing the game with him. And so she's like, you know what, I'm just gonna go log in. She sees our hero Yamada, or his game character, playing, and she sort of tells him her problems, and he's like, I don't care about your problems. I just need to know if you're going to defeat this boss so I can get this certain kind of stone. And she's super mad, and she's like, no. I'm not going to let you basically fight here like he wanted to do. I'm going to stay here. And she stays there till he logs off. Well, fast forward a few days or like later that day, she finds out that this role-playing game is actually going to have an event, a live event in Japan where you can go and you can meet other players. You can get special items. So she's like, well, I'm definitely going to go and show my ex-boyfriend what he's missing. She goes and she sees the ex-boyfriend, but she also just happens to run into Yamada. Now, what I forgot to say is Yamada is a pro gamer. And so to sort of show how far she's come and how she's doing okay, she says that Yamada is her boyfriend, and he's like, what? So through an interesting series of events, she starts to fall in love with him, and so begins their romance story. Like I said, there are so many great parts of this story. Yesterday, let me back up a little bit. So when I first discovered, that Loving Yamada was on the Mangamo app, I found out that they have the first 32 chapters available to read for free, which can we just say how amazing that is? Because I don't know of any other digital manga service subscription provider that allows you to read 32 chapters for free. Granted, you have to read them, I think it's one chapter a night. Like you might be able to read the first 3 chapters in one night, but then the rest of them you have to read nightly, which was amazing. So of course that is what I was doing late last winter before the year ended. And then I got to, chapter 35 is what it is. You can go up to chapter 35. I got to chapter 35 and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm reading on this little tiny screen because I have an iPod. And so I was like, I really want to keep reading because where I stopped was really intense. Thankfully, I was able to upgrade my screen, and yesterday I binge read 72 chapters. I was trying to go all the way to, I think there's 89 chapters available with one bonus chapter. I was trying to get to there, but last night it was hitting after 11 o'clock, and I'm like, I can't go anymore. I was like, this is a good stopping point. It is such a wonderful series. It's really interesting. So I was trying to think of like, okay, what could I say without giving spoilers because ultimately one of my favorite parts is the gaming aspect. I wouldn't say an overwhelming part of the story because you definitely have the focus on the romance, which is amazing, but the gaming aspect is so much fun, and I love that when we have it in there, it's very central to the plot. With that, you meet these new characters that are in Akane's guild, which are in this game. I love these characters in this guild. I love Akane's friendship with them, and I was like, I would love to gush about them today, and I was telling my husband, I'm like, I can't. I mean, yes, technically I can because this is my video, this is what I'm filming, but I feel like it would be such a huge spoiler because I don't want to actually go in depth about each of these characters that we meet, their interactions with the main girl, because they're each precious and very fun in their own unique way, and they really in a positive way, they really challenge Akane to grow as a young woman, and I love just their interactions with her and how she grows as a character and how Akane impacts them and helps them grow as a character, like not just in the game. And can we just say, because this is probably a good place to change gears, so I don't want to spoilers. Akane is such a fun gamer. I love her. So she doesn't care about getting the latest equipment and having the most updated newest thing where, for example, like she has the best boots that help level up her gear. She just wants the tutorial gear and she doesn't want anything else. And she's like, I'm attached to this because this is how I started the game and this has nostalgic memory to me. And Yamada's like, you really should upgrade your gear and get something stronger and better. And she's like, no, I don't want to. Like, this is my character, this is what I look like, and this is what I love. I love these gloves, which was one of their conversations they have, and I just loved it. I thought it really, really fun, a fun aspect in the story where she is a gamer, but she does gaming more for fun. She's not like Yamada, who is leveling up in all these different ways, trying to get the best stones to help get the best gear. No, she's just here to have fun with the people. And that was another great part of the story is I do feel like when you're doing online activities or gaming, there's another thing I want to say with that, but I gotta focus, say one task at a time here, but it captures the fun and the community that when you find those people in a game or, you know, even on social media, when you find your people and those people become friends to the point where they become real life friends, where you meet them in real life was everything. I deeply love that very, very much and just appreciate that about Akane's character of how friendly and outgoing she is. That's not to say that she is not aware, and I did love how the story actually addressed that of being safe and not getting catfished and just being aware of the people you're meeting in the game, and then when you meet them in real life, like there could be consequences, good or bad. It also could affect a friendship where that friendship grows or that friendship falls apart. And so I loved how we see, like, I guess sort of the positive and negative side. I really wouldn't say there's much negative side. I don't think it's gonna be animated because it happens way later on. And I would be super surprised if they included that in the first season. Hopefully there'll be 2 seasons, but anyway. But it does talk about where there's a scene or multiple scenes, like multiple chapters centered around a situation that happens where she meets a character from the game in real life and what happens. And that was a little bit of a hard mini arc because of the emotions that were attached and what Akane was feeling, and I guess going into Akane and Yamada's relationship because it was so amazing. Like, this was another great part of this story, and I hope you guys understood that. I got really excited. I'm like, did I even understand what I just said? But that was a really refreshing thing about this manga. Not just the gaming aspect, but I was like, this is a really chill romance. You're not gonna find like Iosaki Saka angst that's up in this story, or you're not gonna find, I can't think of a comparison, but you're not going to find a lot of drama either. Yes, there are hurdles, and they are different kind of hurdles, but usually if there's a misunderstanding, that is what I loved, is that misunderstanding is addressed. It's not going to be extended for chapters where you're like, oh my goodness, like they're not talking. Like, there's genuinely only one chapter that I remember feeling a lot of angst, and I remember I was like, I have to flip to the end of this chapter to find out what's going to happen, and I'll come back and start the chapter from the beginning, because I was like, no. I was like, and I had to go make dinner too, and I was like, no, like, this is not the place that I want to stop right now, and I need to have answers. So that was the only chapter that I can say that had that angst. My heart was pumping, and I was really worried what is going to happen from the outcome of this situation and this decision that this character is making. Like, please make the right decision here. Like, please, I'm begging you. So outside that one moment, it is a very chill series. Going back to what I was saying earlier is when it comes to Akane and even Yamada, they both see different weaknesses about themselves and they feel like it's their flaw. What's great about their relationship is that what that person may consider their flaw, their significant other does not feel that is. They feel that it is their strength. And I love that so very much. I was like, I'm 100% here for it because Yamada does not speak his mind very often. You actually don't really always know what he's thinking. And Akane even says that even like 50 chapters in, there's times where she's like, I still don't really know what he's thinking with his expressions, but she can ask. And that is always a beautiful and wonderful thing that's encouraged, or when it's encouraged in shoujo manga, to ask questions. And I'm so glad that Akane does. With it, I really liked how even though this is a shoujo manga, we have an older heroine who is in college. I feel like there is a mature aspect to maybe the tone of this manga or to Akane herself, where you're not getting some of the high school drama that we see in many contemporary shoujo because they happen in high school. Even though Yamada himself is a senior in high school, he's still very, I do feel like he is mature, but he's very laid back and he feels like he's a very boring person. And I love when Akane is like, you observe so much, and he's very caring and he's very, very nice. He sometimes doesn't always get jokes, which was a really good chapter in helping things progress. And I will say this is a very slow burn manga. It's a very chill manga and it's very bingeable. Once I started, I didn't want to do anything else. Like I said, I read 72 chapters yesterday, which is unheard of for me, to be honest. I don't know if I've read quite that many chapters in a day. When last night, was still late, I'm like, I still really want to keep going, but I don't want to miss out what's going to happen next and be fully aware of these chapters because I love everyone. It was such a wonderful, laid back, slow burn kind of story. And I feel like things are happening in the first 30 chapters for sure. But when we get to chapter 30, like chapter 30 to maybe chapter 41, oh, those were my favorite chapters. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. It was so good. I definitely went back and reread a few certain chapters more than once, actually, over the course of yesterday and even today during those moments because I'm like, yes. And I won't say more, but it's so good. Like, I really love the gradual progression of their friendship going into a relationship. It's very sweet. Akane is, again, an amazing character and she's very cheery and she loves helping people. And I love shoujo heroine like that. I really love where they give the benefit of the doubt. And even if they get hurt, they're still willing to choose to love other people, to invite them into their lives, to get to know them and get close to them. I feel it's just a very beautiful and inspiring thing and love that Akane is one of those young women. And especially when there's a time that Yamada actually in those chapters is struggling, like I'm a boring person and I feel like I'll say the wrong thing. But Akane knows exactly what to say, where she just speaks directly to him, where that even if she's like, your facial expression's usually like this every day, and it has like a little sparkle in the corner, and now it's this today and has no sparkle, but it's like the exact same expression, she still knows something's up, that he's not being his easygoing self, and that she's able to see that is so awesome. I really, really enjoyed that, and I do feel like Yamada is very similar, not just with Akane, where he knows when something's up, but also with just the people around him. Now, I will say the art is absolutely amazing. It's very clean, it's very fresh. I say it's very inviting, but I don't know how to explain it for what I mean that it's inviting. And I really think that's probably a large part of Akane and how friendly and easygoing she is and how she just invites the reader to come in on this adventure with her, whether it's gaming, and the gaming scenarios that happen are so great. And again, that leads back to the friendship. All of that just woven in with the romance made such a wonderful story. I absolutely loved it. In fact, I was like, I'm going to finish the last chapters that I have that I need to read, I should say. But I'm like, I'm not ready to move on to any other manga right away after this because I love the characters and I love the progression of the story and how we have these different situations that come up that make their lives exciting. Again, we're not getting all of this angst and like stressfulness of what is going to happen because they address their issues or they talk through things. If they're sneaky about certain things, because there is one like brief arc, is actually definitely my favorite, dealing with a noisy neighbor. Oh, I love that. I was like, if that was not in the latest arc that I literally just read, I'm like, I would straight up gush about it because that was perfection. It was so good. I really, really enjoyed that. But everything just sort of grows and it makes it a very relaxing story to read and very engaging. And because I was like, well, some people may not feel like this series is exciting because it doesn't have like that angst and whatnot, but it's just so chill. And that's what makes it such another reason why it makes it an inviting and wonderful series to read, and one that I'm not ready to like say goodbye to the characters or anything. These characters are so very wonderful, and I think the animes can be such a joy to watch because they're just fun. They're just fun. But I will stop there before I start rambling and going into spoilers, because that was something extremely important to me. I was like, I do not want to spoil it for anybody. But if you've read it, totally let me know. Do you like gaming? Are you into gaming? If so, what kind of games do you play? Are you looking forward to the anime? Again, let me know down below. I would love to hear from you. Again, thank you, Manga Mo, so very much for licensing and releasing, publishing this manga. I'm so very thankful. Definitely go check it out. I will leave the link down below for you to go read it. It is a wonderful and fun series that I would highly recommend if you want something centered around gaming, if you're wanting something around online community and that community turning to real life friends. A very wonderful and fun romance that has great communication, and just a chill and relaxing vibe overall. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!